get your own private trucks like they do in neighborhoods in, let's say, New York or Paris or Rome. Private trucks, private people, private bin collectors, and collect your own garbage. Why can't you do that?
Very good question. Very good question. But then again, corruption, bureaucracy, red tape. That's the problem that we have. If I go tomorrow to City Hall and demand to be given a license to collect garbage, you wouldn't believe it.
You mean
there's a racket?
You need a license to collect garbage?
Absolutely. You can't do anything. I'll give you a classic example. There was an elderly person the other day in Eastleigh, and in front of his building, it was a shopping mall, there was a bit of a garbage, and he asked some guys to come in their private vehicle and collect it. Guess what? That guy was fined.
No.
For collecting garbage. He was told that he is not licensed to collect garbage. That's the bureaucracy and the corruption and the sadness that we live.
And that's why people allow garbage to pile up. Absolutely. Because they can't touch it.
And you know, Kidero, after the furor, after the noise that we made, he put out a statement saying that his county is being held at ransom by cartels. People were sabotaging him, you know. And these are the same people that he has given licenses to. That's not an excuse. You know, from a governor of Nairobi County, a multi-billion capital city of Kenya. It used to be called the city in the sun.
Imagine.
You remember?
Yeah, growing up.
But now it's the city in the garbage. You know, it's very sad. And such things, that is what makes me really, really sad.
Yeah.
It makes my blood boil.
Yeah. Look, Kenyan Somalis have been victimized for a long time.
Yeah.
And none more so than during Operation
Usalama Watch.
Usalama Watch.
Yeah.
Was that rough?
It was really bad. This was in 2014. In fact, you were there as it was going on.
Yes.
That dented the image of the Kenyan government, and it was really bad. Operation Usalama Watch. In fact, Independent Police Oversight Authority called that operation the sanitization of Eastleigh. Big word. Sanitization.
Wow.
People are being profiled. People are being victimized. People are being stopped and profiled because they looked Somali. I remember that night you asked me, you didn't carry your ID. And then I said, no, don't worry, you're not a Somali. But that was the reality. It was just a joke, but that is the reality. That was the reality on the ground. And what I'm trying to do, basically, is PR for Eastleigh, to change that. The damage was done. Yeah. And people actually realized that that was not the way to fight terror. You know, victimizing, profiling the same community that you want information from.
How do you guys respond to police? How do you guys react when police come or military drives through, let's say, First Avenue and General Waringe?
No, I mean, the situation now is really, really different. Things have changed, and thanks in part to a lot of interfaith dialogue, interreligious faith dialogues. There was a lot of, you know, sheikhs and pastors coming together. People realized that terrorists are actually criminals. You know? And can you believe that there's no single Somali person who has been convicted as a terrorist, you know, following all that,
what do you mean?
You know, operations and Eastleigh being turned up and down, upside down.
Not a single one?
Not a single. And that was really sad. But now, thankfully, we are past that, thanks to the community have come together, irrespective of their race and gender and religion. And they said, look, this is Eastleigh. We need to do business here. This is a place that feeds our kids and our future generations. But people have come together now, and things are changing.
Yeah, but let's face it, Ahmed. Look, if Al-Shabaab showed up in your neighborhood, would you know?
I will know.
Yeah, they look like you.
Yeah, nobody will know. And that's why I keep saying that if there was an operation, it should be intelligence-led. You know, stop it from happening in the first place. And I think that's happening now. There's a lot of very good policing that's happening, which is intelligence-led. And the operation, the blanket condemnation of a community is now over.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. But you know, there's nothing to stop Al-Shabaab from coming to Eastleigh. You know that? There's nothing to stop them.
They have done, you know, the main objective of Al-Shabaab or any other terrorist group is to drive a wedge between Muslims and Christians. But thankfully, there was that brilliant story in Mandera where Muslims stood up for their Christian brothers.
Great story.
And that is a great story. You know, that is what makes me happy. When I read such stories, they're heartwarming, you know, stories whereby people were giving their clothes, women were giving their hijab to their Christian sisters. so that they look like them. Because at the end of the day, Jeff, we are one. We are one Kenya. We do not have a spare country. And that's what we need to do. When they're in Somalia, these Al-Shabaab and militant groups, they kill Muslims and Somalis, sometimes in place of worship, in mosques. But when they come across, they start profiling our Christian brothers. And that is a classic example of wanting to drive a wedge between Muslims and Christians.
The other concern from government, Ahmed, is radicalization, right? What's to stop young Kenyan Somali kids from joining Al-Shabaab? Because, you know, no jobs, no future, no hope, harassment by police, harassment by everyone else. What's to stop them?
You know what I say? The classic definition of radicalization is a group or an entity saying no to the status quo, whether it's religious, political, or economical. And it's not good to be, it's not bad to be radical. What I'm doing now in Eastleigh is being radical in changing my neighborhood, saying no to the filth, saying no to harassment, saying no to corruption, saying no to impunity. You can't be radical. You know, the late Nelson Mandela was radical at his time. He wanted to be radical in order to free South Africa. But radicalization, when it's used in extreme form, that's when it becomes dangerous. And we have to counter violent extremism. That's what we need. Radicalization is a process, but we need to counter violent extremism. And like you said, we cannot forget the fact that there's a lot of poverty. It's poverty that leads people to be radicalized and joining these extremist groups. But right now, I think the government's doing is encouraging youth a lot. There's a lot of youth fund. There's ways of fund, and I have to, congratulate the current government of Jubilee in helping the youth achieve their dreams.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot.
And your MP is a great guy.
Wow.
Yeah, Yusuf Hassan.
I was gonna,
fantastic guy.
We'll be here all night if I started speaking about how brilliant my local MP Yusuf Hassan is.
Yeah.
That guy is someone who can be an MP anywhere in Kenya. He's loved across the country, and I hear a lot of people wanting him to become a governor or senator. But I want to be selfish. I want to tell, if he's listening, that he remains the Kamukunji Member of Parliament for life.
So you don't want his job?
No. I can't fit into his shoes. He's a brilliant guy.
Come on.
That's the guy that, like I was talking earlier, crisis management by crisis. Yusuf Hassan actually is very proactive. He sees things before they happen. And thanks to him, we have a dual carriageway in Eastleigh. A dual carriageway.
Yeah.
20 other roads has been built across Kamkunji since he came. Bursary is at a record level. People appreciate Honorable Yusuf Hassan. I'll be sitting all night here, until the cows come home to whatever they call it.
or the camels.
Or the camels.
Yeah.
But he is brilliant. He is brilliant. For me, I don't have a political ambition. I am elected by the people now. You don't have to be elected to change your environment. And in fact, it's stress-free.
Really?
No one will say, where to Mukchagua ban.
Yeah, leta kitu
kidogo.
Yeah.
And that is the brilliant thing with helping people.
So you don't want to run for office, Ahmed?
Not now.
You like what you do?
I like what I do.
And you do it for free? I mean, you do it...
Absolutely.
And is it true?
I don't need compensation. I'm not compensated. I'm not remunerated.
Is it true you used to go every Wednesday and give food to the needy? Is that a true story?
I couldn't sustain it, though. I would love to do it. I used to do it. I used to get packaging like food, oil, flour, about 5,000 every Wednesday and give it to the needy across Eastleigh and the neighborhood of Majengo and Pumwani and so on and so forth. It used to be called the Wednesday Mission. # Wednesday Mission. But, even government cannot sustain that.
No.
If there is a donor out there.
And you were doing it by yourself? Your own money?
My own money, my own cash.
Oh, man.
You know why?
Why?
Because my high school fees was paid by Jomo Kenyatta Foundation. And that is what inspires me to do these things. If Jomo Kenyatta Foundation did not help me finish my high school, I wouldn't be speaking this brilliant English that I'm speaking right now. I wouldn't be able to read and write. So that spurred me to help humanity. And it's very, very, very nice. Very nice. When you help someone, you go to sleep very nice.
Yeah. And you went to high school in Garissa?
Garissa High School, a boarding school.
In
really
Garissa?
terrible. That's why they call me Asmali. You know, Asmali is a strong, it used to be, you know, I used to love that strong tea.
Black Sea.
That even the chef used to be, hey, where, umekuja mara ngapi ba? Toka kwa line.
To this day?
To this day, I love it.
Hata maziwa ya gamia.
Maziwa ngamia is very good for you, by the way, health-wise.
But you don't put it in your tea?
No.
Asmali?
Asmali.
Turungi?
Turungi.
Yeah. I asked you before and I'll ask you again, why do you do this? Why do you do this? You don't need to.
I don't need to, but I have to. If not me, then who? That's the question that needs to be asked.
Yeah.
But there's no greater satisfaction than knowing that you're helping someone. Uplifting. It's about uplifting people.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of put-downs in this country. There's a lot of noise. If I see you wearing a tie, I'll get angry because you're wearing a tie. How come Jeff is wearing that tie? It's me, society. Yeah. It's about time that we change that narrative. If you can help someone with an extra $1, please do.
Yeah. It's called PhD syndrome.
PhD, pull him down.
Pull him down. Kenyans are good at that.
Yes.
But you refuse to.
I refuse to do
be pulled down.
Absolutely.
Ahmed, I want to take a break, come back, talk about, among other things, your relationship with Majority Leader Aden Duale. I mean, what is that about? What
He's
is
a
that
brilliant
about?
Guy, brilliant guy.
Kwani?
Absolutely.
Kwa vile, you know, ni Garissa au ni nini?
Wow. Let's come back.
Kwa hivyo, Nomad Palace ni yenu au?
Where?
By the way, there's some friends of Ahmed Mohamed who showed up literally from Garissa this evening. That's why it's raining out here, the Villa Rosa Kempinski. They brought the rain with them. Guys, rudini nayo bana. Lakini baraka, sio?
Baraka.
Oh, okay, it's all right. It's baraka. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. Keep tweeting at Asmali77. Why 77? You were born in 77?
No, Saba Revolution. Oh. Don't go there, though.
Okay. At Asmali77, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag we're using tonight, Eastleigh Rising, because a young man from Eastleigh decided to stand up for his peeps. Ahmed Mohamed. I tell you, and he grew up pretty privileged. I mean, he was okay. His family was okay. Yep. But he just wants to keep giving back and putting Eastleigh up where it belongs. By the way, it used to be a really cool place, huh? Back in the...
Beautiful.
Huh?
Beautiful. We need to go back to this day.
Never ever. Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski takes a break. We'll be back
in a moment.